Welcome to School of Timeless Wisdom. My name is Omni Amin, and today we want to speak a little bit about how shapes affect our lives. And we all heard that recently a lot of people are speaking about sacred geometry. Sacred geometry. So it's not just geometrical shapes, but these shapes are somehow or somewhat sacred in themselves. So what do we mean by this? Let's simplify. Everything in our reality is based upon a vibration. And a vibration is based upon numbers. And numbers, when they come in a specific sequence, they create shape and sound. So this is how the universe is birthed, as it were. And that is why a lot of people say that sound is very important in the creative process. So how? For example, all scriptures say in the beginning there was the word. So word is meaning sound, that it became vocal and it gave birth to shape or form. It says, and it gave birth to flesh or shape, or not just humans, all entities, everything that you see around. I want to give an example of why shape is important. For example, if we take the sacred, the most sacred and common universal shape of all is the circle. So this circular structure, when we have a circle, all indigenous people, even today, children, anyone with a pen, when we scribble circular, like we go into circles. And in ancient cultures, this is a very important symbol that has been used to signify things, or even as part of language itself. And you always have this universal symbol of a circle, usually with a dot in the middle. Not always, some put a dot, some don't, but it is in the ancient alphabetical structure of ancient cultures. And why a circle? Circle, of course, has an extremely profound, what we call, not just magical, spiritual connotations. Spiritual, and also it's associated a lot with magic, the magic of the circle. But here I'm not speaking about witchcraft or anything. It is the magical workings of a circle. It is in everything, inside of us, outside of us. It is the base for so many things. So let's give an example. It wasn't just used as part of language or of geometry, but it is the first basis of a cell. A human being is formed of cells. And every cell, the cellular structure is circular. And every, within this cellular structure, you get a center. So in the cells of our body, this center is the nucleus. So this inner center point is what we always spin it down to, what the circle revolves around. So there is a center in the middle and the circle revolves around it, or is around it. So circle is taken as the symbol for perfection, beginnings, no beginning, no end, because where you start a circle is where you end with it. So this is why it has been used as a symbol for the divine, God. And it's also, ironically, the symbol for human beings, because our DNA is composed of this double helix that goes round and round in a circular motion. So it is very interesting that this symbolic structure refers to humans, refers to the divine, refers to royalty, refers to eternity, which is time, refers to perfection, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, the most important thing is that circle is, we usually say the magic circle or a magic circle. What is a magic circle? If you want genuine protection for yourself, let's say you're in a desert or out, just draw a circle. We always draw a circle in the desert when we're in the desert, and we all jump inside this circle and we put up our tent, sleep, sit, whatever it is, and nothing. When you draw the circle with the intention that it is protection, no scorpions, nothing comes inside the circle and attacks you. Why is this? No one can genuinely tell you a scientific basis, except that when you draw a circle around yourself, we all do it in the desert, especially people of old. They would say, let's draw the circle before we sleep, and then pitch up our tent, do whatever, cook inside. No one is to step outside of this circle because it is protection. So here, when you draw your circle with the intention that this is my protection, it does protect you. And why? There is a unity in the circle. The circle is, why do we call it the symbol of the divine? Because if the dot in the middle, let's say it is where the divine center is, the outer of the circle, the outer circumference of the circle is what we refer to as God's throne. So the throne of God is something that encompasses everything, but nothing can circle it or encompass it. So this is why the circle is wonderful, in the sense that it reflects divinity, because nothing can surround it. It is the surrounder. It is the outer. It is the container. It is the creator. And that's why this creativity or creation, you find that the womb is circular in structure. And that's what gives birth. And also, the circle is of great significance because it's what we put around ourselves, not just in the desert before we sleep. We always say, I surround myself with a circle of divine light, golden white light, and it is my guard, my shield from everything and anything around me. And we go out our way. The people, or the ancient wise people, for example, Pythagoras referred to the significance and importance of a circle, if you want to go and read about it. Also, Hermes, the famous Hermes, in his book, the Emerald Tablets, he spoke about how to create a circle and be inside of it. And from this circle where you are inside, you can manifest. So manifestation happens in a circle, meaning the circular structure. Why? Because when it goes round and round and round, it is what? It is energy moving, energy in motion. So he referred to the significance of making a circle and creating inside of it. Like whatever it is that you manifest, put yourself inside a circle and meditate and manifest it. Also, if you want to up your energy, what you do is create a circle, stand in the midst of it, and start going round and round, circling round and round and round and round and round. You know, you can put your hands out and start circling like dervishes. They only go in a circular motion. And this going round and round, revolving, what happens? It elevates your not just motion, but your vibration, and puts you on a different level. So you're no longer in 3D. After a period of time, when you really try it, you feel that you are levitating, elevated, and the consciousness becomes different. That's why a lot of dervishes, a lot of Sufi mystic sects ask people to go round and round and round and round. Why? Because they are elevating their vibration and consciousness to something higher, significant. And this is the easiest and kind of like happiest way to do it. This is why also, you know, children by nature are connected to things. And when you look at a child, you find that the child is, when they are playing, going round and round. And circles can be used in many ways, shapes, and forms. If people have problems, like let's say autistic or psychological problems, if you avoid angles, you know, the angles in a room, if there is a circular room, circular, you know, the walls are a circle, and you sit in a circular room, you will find one thing: you're calming down. Calmness, especially for autistic children or people who are disturbed. There is something in this shape and in the dome structure. So that's why you go to mosques, they always have the circular dome. You go to some religious centers, it is always a dome. Why? Cathedrals, a dome. This dome-like structure, which is a circle, it hasn't got angles. So what does it mean that they don't have angles? One angle hits another. There is friction. That's why they call them angles of sorrow, right? So this angular angles, it means that there is, you've sitting in the corner, or you are trapped. In a circular structure or a circular building, you don't feel trapped because there is no beginning, no end. On the contrary, it puts you in a state of infinity. So that's why a lot of ancient cultures used to take the circle as the symbol for time, infinity, infinite time, or the divine, or the creative force, or a human being, our DNA, our molecular structures, all atoms, everything is circular. When you look at the flower of life, it's a circle within circles, 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 and seed of life, the same. So how do we use a circle? Use a circle with intention. Let's say you are starting to be extremely disturbed and you're somewhere out and you have a social obligation, you cannot just disappear or stand up and leave. See yourself with the breath as the center, the focal point, and draw a circle around you with your mind. And just tell yourself, I am drawing this circle around me. And when you are inside this circle, you say, this is a circle of protection, circle of peace, circle that is my guarding ground, guarding force, and start to see or speak in your mind. If you cannot speak with words, just in your mind, speak to yourself the harmony, the peace. What I do when I move my circular structure, I move it around 7 times. I like to use the power of 7. But you don't have to do this if you don't want. But 7 is a very important and protective force. So I advise you that if you can, if your imagination can just take one circle around you, it's fine. But for me, I don't put 7 different circles around me, no. The one circle I created, I go over it as if you're going with a pen over the same thing 7 times to give it emphasis. Minimum 3, 1 will suffice, but just see yourself in this. You are the center of the circle that you have drawn in your mental mind. And start breathing and start creating. I'm at peace. I am receiving guidance. I am swimming in a sea of love inside this circle. And start seeing your chakras, because we all have chakras. Chakras move around you, or not move around you. They are, around you in as circles, as halos. Remember the halos that they draw in churches around the holy people or saints? It's because it exists. It's your crown halo. And all your body has chakras around them that are going all around your body in circles. So sit in the midst of your circle and see that you are the center. When you draw in light, start seeing chakra by chakra is as big as your circle, expanding in all the 7 colors of your chakras. And see that you are surrounded by this beautiful light. This will bring you calmness. This will bring you peace. This will bring you healing. So if you are suffering from something, see yourself seated in the midst of a circle with all your chakras illuminating, expanding, and giving you healing. Because light is healing. And light itself, even heat, we say heat waves, they are circular. Everything goes in a circle. So play with it, see what you can do, and realize one thing. If you are in fear, immediately draw a circle around you. And ask this circle to protect you. Why? Because the circular structure is, I call it the royal image of sacred geometry. It's divine power. Play with it, enjoy it, and know one thing, that with a circle, you are endless, you are infinite, you are powerful, and you are the divine in the middle. The actual mover of anything is you, because everything will go into action and initiation with your thoughts. So if you can draw a circle physically, manifest it physically, fine. If not, mentally, it is there. And just walk. What I'm going to say is walk your light. Walk with this structure. So let's say you've put this structure around you and you stand up and you've built it mentally. See yourself walking with it, but give the order that I'm walking with my beautiful circle of light everywhere, and it's guiding my path and it's guiding my way. If you're in the desert, just as I do, you've made your circle. Usually after we're done, we take our things and we leave. Some people erase the circle. So it's entirely up to you. Enjoy it, play with it, have fun, but know one thing, that you are the initiator of everything. And the circle is none but you. Thank you.